Muthenya wa gatatu wa cikaro cia igoti tugiru cia guthikiriria cira wa gutetea moimirira ma giturwa gia president otigeirwo mawakiri gucokia ciuria iria ciumanite na thiko igiri cia guthikiriria mwena wa thitango na wa thitangwo.
Or the complaint that we raised happened.
Wakiri wa Raiya Odinga Julie Soweto atwarite igoti mitambo-ini ya IEBC kuria form 34A ire na kugerera muhiano wa form imwe akoni igoti uria aria mahutanirie na moimirira ma githurano kia giturwa gia president matigire maroro ma wira wao mitambo-ini ino.
We were told the foreigners left before the 8th of August. We were told they did not even have access to maintain the server. This is on the 9th of August, and at the top left-hand corner there is the name of one of the Venezuelans, Jose Camargo. This is the person who decided the president-elect of the country.
Jose Camargo is one of the Venezuelans that was arrested at the airport with charges of coming to interfere with the elections.
If you notice on the 34A, the UDA agent, the second agent, signed the form on the 7th of August, 2022, before the election.
Well, I thought the point you were making was that the second one signed before the election, as though the first one, if I could just finish,
okay,
as though the first one had signed on a different date.
No, our point is, and has always been, these forms may have been manufactured elsewhere, before, well after voting.
IEBC eteteire na wira wa form 34A ya iratathi iria iraringana na iria Soweto onanĩtio igoti-ini guku ikihuthira mawakiri ayo magitongorio ni Mahat Somane kuonania kiria maugite ni maheni maria marahuthirwo ni athitangani kuonania cira wao uri na uritu.
I want to produce the form 34A, the original form 34A, and I want to inform the court that the name Jose Camargo on that form is an overlay. The register of the QR code was printed by Smartmatic International, and it was printed in the name of Jose Camargo.
The trajectory which he is taking, without a witness to tell us the kind of information he's going to give us, is going to put the court in a very difficult position.
When we now invite you to look at the original and to make the argument that my learned friend is about to make, that there is a deliberate misrepresentation of what the original document looked like. So we are treated to this attempt to block that fact from the court.
And indeed, they are entitled to respond to them. So please, if you can just respond without taking us into anything else, just respond to those new forms, because they were not part of the ones that we have before us. We established that.
We've also produced the original form 34A. We've come with the receipt. And we're being told that you cannot produce your original 34A, that Jose Camargo was interfering. And in fact, if you look at the numbers on the original 34A, it's the same as what the picture of the overlay was taken. So to the question that someone called Jose Camargo was interfering with the portal, it's actually not true. It's incorrect.
The sensational reporting that was made was intended to convey a picture which is to the opposite of what the form now before the court conveys.
Kiuria kia uria bica ya form ya 34A iria yatumagwo na mutambo wa Kimskit kuma ceceni-ini ya gũikia kura nginyagia ceceni nene ya gũtara kura Bomas yagĩrĩirwo nĩ gũtamburwo kana nĩ ĩhutanĩtie na andũ matabatie kĩhũrithanĩtie mawakiri ciongo o mwena ũgĩtetera cira wao wa kuonania mĩtambo ndĩarĩ mĩkinyanĩru nayo IEBC ĩgĩtetera ũgitĩri ũrĩa mĩtambo ĩno ĩrĩ naguo.
The other reason that we know there was manipulation is because the original Form 34A is a colored form that should have appeared at the national tallying if transmitted in one transaction as a colored form. all the forms that are on the IEBC portal are in black and white. At what point were they altered from JPEG to PDF?
About whether the Form 34C is captured in JPEG and what happens to it, I humbly want to donate a KIMS kit to the court, a training one for the court to see itself. I have given a dummy form, a training Form 34A. I have also given the password. The courts can take the picture and actually see what happens. The kit takes the image, and it's on the image that actually the conversion happens on PDF. We don't do any JPEG, and there's a reason for that. In fact, if you look at it, when you are taking the image, it will ask you for the QR code, whether it is proper. It will ask you for the gray scaling, and you will see how we do it. And we do for JPEG because all your phones or the IEBC.
Sheria na namba ihanaine mitambo-ini ya IEBC, namba iria IEBC ikoretwo ikira igoti ciagiriirwo gukorwo na utiganu tondu ni gatagati ka maundu maria maronania kuria fomu itumirwo na kana ni hutanitio nayo gatagati-ini ga ceceni na Bomas.
Ladies and my lords, this is the same KIMS kit transmitting or sending results, one from Mount Elgon, 1,000 kilometers away from Nyeri town. 2 hours later, how is that possible? When each KIMS kit was supposed to have, each polling station had its own unique KIMS kit, which was supposed to transmit from its own unique IP address. Because of time, I cannot demonstrate the thousands of forms that we have identified with the same issue.
We admit that those schemes have the same serial number. It was an error that originated at the time of the serialization. But we want to tell the court that those schemes have different IMEI, they have different IP addresses, they have different polling stations, they have different identifiers. And we acknowledge that is an error that originated relating to those two schemes. But there are other identifiers that can identify those schemes are from our system. And we want to give that information to the court for purposes. Those schemes are on their way to this court. We will give to the registrar of the court.
The rigging was executed with military precision, and given the evidence that has been availed, using expert, foreign, and I'm now using another military word, mercenaries engaged for that purpose.
Girifotra Inoro TV, Jitago Gadoni, Wajihia.
Senior Counsel.